Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of breaching the peace.
No
You don't have to say anything but may on your defence if you do not mention one question. Something which should later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
Welcome to Rate the Audits, where we expose misconduct, break down police encounters, protect civil rights, and demand accountability. Today's footage comes from News Now Yorkshire. Check out the link below and show him support for capturing this incident in this episode. News Now Yorkshire is flying a drone outside Audit police station when a tyrannical officer storms out. The officer grabs him, cuffs him, ignores every attempt to explain the law, and throws him into a van where the ego really reveals itself. When intimidation fails, the officer escalates again and pushes for an arrest. News Now takes the case straight to HNK, and this time accountability lands hard, with a payout exposing just how badly the officer got it wrong.
I'll ask you again. Can I ask you what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm busy, mate.
Yeah. Can I ask you what you're doing?
I'm piloting an aircraft, mate. You'll have to leave me alone because you're endangering the welfare of an aircraft.
You're filming within a police station. I can't have you doing that.
Why?
Because I can't.
Why not?
So bring it down, or else I just take the device off you. It's up to you.
Oh, well, that's a bit serious, isn't it?
Bring it down now.
I'm bringing it down.
Bring it down now.
Look, I'm waiting for the cars to pass. It's not safe. Whoa, what was that for? What's that for?
At the moment, I'm detaining you potentially on terrorist offences.
Okay. Am I under arrest?
I've detained you at the moment.
Okay.
What reason are you filming a police station with a drone?
To make a video.
Of what?
The police.
Doing what?
Working.
Elaborate. What do you mean by working?
Just working. Just mulling about. Cars coming and going.
Do you understand that obviously we're on a high risk with the police and people targeting the police?
Not really.
So you don't watch the news? Police officers and police stations get attacked all the time.
When was the last time a police station was attacked? Well, just name the last time a police station was attacked.
I'm asking you the questions. You're not asking me any questions.
I know, I'm asking you a question. Whether you answer, that's a different story.
I'm not going to answer.
Well, don't answer then.
News Now is actively piloting his drone, focused, in control, and the officer keeps inserting himself into the operation even after being warned he's endangering the aircraft. Threatening to snatch the controller mid-flight isn't enforcement, it's reckless interference. Anyone with basic sense knows you allow an aircraft to land before taking action. Then the officer reaches for the oldest justification. Police officers and stations get attacked all the time. When News Now pushes back, when did that last happen? The officer refuses to answer because the claim doesn't hold up. There hasn't been a major attack on a UK police station in recent years, and certainly nothing that would justify treating a visible, compliant drone operator as an imminent threat. Who are you?
Who are you?
Terrorism legislation doesn't give you the right to my name.
Who are you?
Terrorism legislation doesn't give you the right to my name.
No, but if you're committing offences and I don't know who you are, then I can arrest you.
What
and
offences have I committed?
We'll work out at the police station.
What offences have I committed? You're twisting the cuff.
I'm not twisting the cuff at all. I'm just holding it.
What offences have I committed? No.
That's what I'm trying to establish now.
Well, establish that then before you put cuffs on me.
No.
Bloody hell.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
I can't have you running away.
I don't know who you are.
I'm a police officer. You can clearly see that.
I'm a member of the public. You can clearly see that.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
If we suspect you committing an offence, we just need to find out who you are.
Yeah, but what offence do you suspect me of committing?
You can't be, it's a restrictor. You can't be flying a drone or... Is it been flying a drone?
Yeah.
Of course I can.
No, you see all this, like... So that shafts from the fence, all from there. Some people can't get inside.
Yeah, but you don't own the airspace. Can a plane fly over the top?
That's a little bit different, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's exactly the same.
It is a little bit.
No, it's exactly the same.
Authorization.
I had authorization yesterday by the Civil Aviation Authority to fly over Ellen Road, and that's exactly what I did.
The restricted area claim is where the officer's position collapses. Airspace in the UK isn't controlled by individual officers or local police forces. It's regulated nationally by the Civil Aviation Authority. If drone flight were genuinely prohibited here, the restriction would be formally designated, published, and enforceable under CAA rules, not invented on the spot because an officer feels uneasy. What this really exposes is a training gap. Drone use is now commonplace, yet these officers don't appear to understand where their authority ends and the CAA's begins. Instead of relying on the established regulatory framework, who governs airspace, what constitutes a lawful restriction, and what limited powers police actually have, they lean on confidence and assumption. That's not lawful authority. That's improvisation.
All right.
So you don't need...
So you had to have authority to do it?
Over Ellen Road because of the stadium. You don't need the authorization here.
Right.
So you've not contacted anyone from West Yorkshire Police?
Today?
Yeah.
No. You don't need
Be an
to.
ideal situation if you were to do that one.
Maybe so, yeah. Maybe so. Yeah.
Who are
What's
you?
your YouTube?
What's your name?
PC Calvo 5822.
Awesome. I'll be putting a complaint about you.
What's your YouTube account?
I can't tell you that, mate. Not while he's here.
I've just told you who I am. I need to establish who you
Well,
are.
you won't be.
So cuffs have been applied to prevent your disappearance, which is...
Disappearance for what, though? But what do you suspect me of doing?
Potentially committing terrorism offence.
Okay. Well, if you suspect me of committing a terrorism offence, then you should arrest me, shouldn't you? Got HNK solicitors on speed dial, don't we know?
Have you got anything on you that may harm me or my colleagues?
No.
Okay.
And nothing that will let you know who I am either, so you'll be wasting your time.
So what you're telling me that if I were to let you go, you're just going to continue filming with the drone?
That was my plan, yeah?
Right. Okay.
Maybe I'll go sort my wrists out now at the doctors.
At the doctors?
Yeah, because you're still hurting them.
I'm just holding on to them. I don't want you to use them as a weapon.
I'm not going to use them as a weapon. I'm no threat to you.
Hughes now poses no threat. He's calm, compliant, restrained, and already in handcuffs. That should end any justification for force. Instead, the officer keeps grabbing and twisting the cuffs. Once a person is secured and cooperative, physical force has no legitimate policing purpose. It becomes punishment. And policing is not about teaching lessons through pain. What makes it worse is that News now is crouched in the back of the van. There's no flight risk, no danger, and no operational need for escalation. Manipulating cuffs at that point isn't about safety or control. It looks like fixation, an officer who can't stop once he's decided someone needs to be dominated. This isn't law enforcement. It's ego masquerading as authority.
I don't know who you are.
Well,
so I can't check you out.
I'm trying to alleviate your concerns.
No. Well, you've told me nothing that
well, I've told you that I'm not a threat.
Alleviates my threat.
I'm told you that I'm not a threat. I am allowed to be here. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not committing any offences.
Well, I'm
trying to alleviate
at
your
the very least,
concern.
you're breaching the peace because
breaching the peace.
There's members of the public that potentially could be in danger with what you're doing.
No one even knew I had a drone there.
Doesn't matter
until you tried to hit me with your van and then call me a clown.
If there's no aviation breaches, then we're going to go breach at peace because it's going to continue to do it and potentially put members of the public at harm.
I'm not. I've been trained to fly this drone safely.
You haven't told me who you are, so we can't check you out.
News now is flying a DJI Mini under 250G. That class exists specifically to reduce risk in public spaces. It's tiny, lightweight, and legally flown without special permissions in most areas. There's no crowd forming, no panic, no disruption at all. The only person reacting is the officer. The danger isn't real, it's convenient, and that's the tell. The officer isn't responding to a threat, he's searching for a justification. First it's terrorism, then ID demands, then restricted airspace, now breach of the peace. None of it fits because the underlying behavior isn't unlawful. It's pure retroactive policing. Make an accusation, see if it sticks, repeat until something does. That's not intelligence-led decision-making. It's an officer determined to manufacture grounds after the fact.
Check, like, if you have a license to... Is that what you have?
Yeah.
Okay, is your name on that license?
Potentially.
Potentially, right. You see where I'm going with this? We just need to kind of identify that you've got a license to be able to do so and so. It's like I'm driving a car. I've got a license to drive this car. Yeah, I've got it. That's my name, right? So that's your name. I can confirm it by picture on your license.
But there's legislation involved in driving cars.
Sorry?
There is in flying drones.
So what
as
is
well.
it? There's a legislation.
You tell me you're a member of the aviation authority or
Did I? I never said that.
And that you've signed up.
I never said that.
You seem to have more knowledge than me.
I do. That is correct.
Oh, you enlighten us then. You educate us.
I don't want to educate you. I charge for my services.
So have you got an operator ID number?
Yes.
And what is it?
Are we talking about terrorism or are we talking about drones?
We're talking about drones.
We're talking about drones. So why am I still in handcuffs? If you want to uncuff me and we want to have a conversation, There's,
You're still a threat to me because I don't know who you are.
I'm not a threat to you. I'm not a threat to anybody. It's ridiculous, mate. You come up to me, tried to hit me with your van, called me a clown, and then put cuffs on me. Said I was a terrorist. And now you want me to help you
I
out.
haven't said you were a terrorist.
And educate you.
I said I've detained you.
Under terrorism legislation.
Believing you potentially you could be or committing terrorism.
Right, well,
offences.
to use terrorism legislation, you have to reasonably suspect that the person you're dealing with is, in fact, a terrorist.
This is the moment HNK likely recognized the case was already won. With one slip, the officer exposes the fatal contradiction. The discussion shifts away from terrorism and onto drones, and News Now calls it out immediately. Are we talking about terrorism or drones? The officer replies, drones. That answer matters because it removes the only legal basis he had implied for detaining and restraining someone, the Terrorism Act. Then he doubles down and says he never thought News Now was a terrorist. That isn't clarification, it's an admission. Terrorism powers require reasonable suspicion that the person is involved in terrorism, not discomfort about equipment or location. The moment the officer admits he didn't believe News Now was a threat, he admits the legal threshold for detention was never met.
So you reasonably suspect that I am, in fact, a terrorist? No. So then take the cuffs off me.
I'm shaking my head in bewilderment.
Well, why? Because you're bewildered that I know so much about the legislation?
No, you've read something and it's not true.
I've read lots of things on legislation.gov.uk.
Well done. Are you going to give us your name?
Do I have to give you my name?
Yeah, because now you're telling us that you've got something with the Civil Aviation Authority, an ID number, and we need to establish that.
Yeah.
So who are you?
Well, if you knew the legislation, you'd know where to find the ID number, wouldn't you?
The ID number, you need to tell me your ID number and your name, please.
Under what law? Under what law says that I have to do that?
Right, I'm just going to lock him up for breach of peace.
Okay.
Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of breach of the peace.
No
You don't have to say anything but may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
Okay, doke. So we spoke to HNK solicitors, and they dealt with everything. They literally dealt with everything, guys. And I can't thank them enough for the effort that they put in. £3,500 in compensation, which is absolutely brilliant. And again, a big thank you to H&K solicitors for sorting that out.
The arrest had nothing to do with protecting the public. It was about shutting down someone who had just exposed how weak the officer's reasoning had been all along. And the aftermath proves it. When News Now handed the case to HNK, all that swagger vanished behind closed doors. No trial, no attempt to justify the arrest, just a quiet £3,500 settlement to make the issue disappear. That payout speaks louder than any police statement. Forces don't hand over taxpayer money when their officer acted lawfully. They settle when the footage, the contradictions, and the misuse of legal powers leave no realistic defense. What should have been a routine, lawful drone flight spiraled into handcuffs and detention because of decisions driven by irritation rather than risk. Every time News Now calmly cited the law, the officer escalated instead of reassessing, revealing a pattern of ego overriding legality. The justification kept changing: terrorism powers, ID demands, restricted airspace, breach of the peace. Each new claim was dragged in to patch the holes in the last one, not because a genuine threat existed. News Now didn't prevail by being confrontational. He won because the officer's logic collapsed under its own inconsistencies. And that £3,500 doesn't come out of the officer's pocket. It comes from public funds, money that should support proper policing, meaningful training, and real community safety, not compensate for one officer's refusal to stay professional and within the law. That wraps up this breakdown. If you found value here, please like, comment, and subscribe so I can continue independent coverage. And be sure to show support to News Now Yorkshire. The channel link is in the description. Thanks for watching. This has been Rate the Audit. See you in the next one.